Hi, I'm Dave O'Neill. I'm a senior field tech rep in the Dryvit division of Trimco CPG. One of the most difficult areas to work, terminations, is actually at the bottom of the wall. Typically, you're anywhere from 2 inches to 6 inches above grade level. Oftentimes on a construction site, that grade is a mud hole. It's dirty, it's nasty, it's at the bottom of the wall, and it's difficult to get down there and actually see what you're doing. So frequently the installer is working blind underneath the bottom edge of the system, trying to accomplish the backwrapping process, where he's taking our base coat material, applying it underneath the edge of the insulation board, then he's taking the reinforcing mesh that he's fastened to the wall, and he's turning that around the bottom of the edge and up the wall in order to seal that termination and protect it against infiltration of moisture, protect it against UV infiltration, even possible rodent infestation. Well, in doing the field applied, you realize very, very quickly that it's taking a lot longer as compared to installing the pre-coated, pre-backwrapped shapes, what we call starter boards. That's the first challenge that you feel like you're overcoming right there, is you see that time savings. And you realize that when you're dealing with the most tedious part of the application, and you can realize 2 and 3 times the efficiency, then you begin to realize that pre-coated starter boards are very, very cost effective. So if you think about it, and you can eliminate field applied backwrapped edges, then you're also dealing with the potential of weather. If weather rains somebody out on a particular day of the week, that's a day of labor that's gone. At the same time, in a factory, that backwrapping process can continue, and it can be done in a factory quality control situation where it is totally consistent. Each piece of starter board comes out fully qualified, fully inspected, so that you don't end up with issues with job site inspectors turning your work down or something like that. The quality control aspect of it and the consistency of what you get is extremely valuable to the contractor, because he's not having to go back for callbacks or to make repairs or to double check the work and make sure it's done right. When you stop and you do a time study like the one we've put together, where we're doing side-by-side comparison, we find that one aspect, that backwrapping aspect, to be the most tedious part of the total installation. When we can cut the amount of labor necessary to accomplish that task by 2/3 or even 3/4 and make it 3 to 4 times faster, then obviously it's going to speed up the entire job. But when it comes to quality control, you're way ahead of the game. When it comes to speed, you're saving a lot of labor in the slowest part of the job. Pre-backwrapped edges give you a great advantage because the quality of that coating is, let's say, virtually perfect. And so you have a very, very good surface to remove the sealant from and install or reinstall new sealant to the same surface without having to do a lot of repair work. That can be extremely valuable to the owner of the building as far as long-term maintenance goes. Our goal is to help that contractor, that applicator, that installer get his job done right the first time, done well the first time, so that he can turn it loose, give it to the general contractor, and he can move on to his next project, and he can feel comfortable in the quality that he's delivered. As I said, that contractor can demonstrate to the general contractor what he's doing to exercise quality control on his job. It's easy to demonstrate that So that's one thing he can do. The second thing is he offers that extra 2 years of warranty, and that's always very attractive to a building owner. So we increase our warranties another couple of years when people use our starter boards in our outsulation system.